What's up guys, Jordan Stambaugh back again with another video. Every day on this channel, I teach people how to make money and have more freedom. If you like money and you like freedom, then please consider subscribing to my channel. So I want to take this channel in a different direction. I want to make a series really just for contractors. Those are my clients that I typically work with, home service contractors, residential work, and I have helped countless contractors grow their business over the last 10 years. And I want to give back and really just show some value for all the other contractors out there that are looking for content on how to grow your business. Now, there's a lot of videos I've been seeing on YouTube of other marketers and other contractors even giving advice on what to do to get leads and to grow your business. And while they are accurate, they're saying all the right things, they're not really going into any detail. So I'm going to go into some detail here today. Maybe other marketing companies aren't going to like this. I might be giving away some really kind of gold nugget information, but I really feel like I want to give back. My mission really is just to help as many contractors as possible. So I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments if you do. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so get more jobs with Google My Business. Now, it's funny, when I was looking for an image just with HomeAdvisors and Angie's and Thumbtack's logo all together, this is the first image I found on Google search. And this is very true, right? What you should do instead of getting your leads from these giant lead gen companies, right? They give you non-exclusive leads, yada, yada, yada. We all know the story with these guys, right? So there's a better way, obviously, to market your business. We call it the lead booster. This is a fact. 85% of small business owners do not have the online visibility they think they have, okay? So you might have a Google map listing, a website, maybe you're on Yellow Pages, maybe you're on Yelp, and you think you're everywhere, right? You've done all the kind of research, or not the research, but the groundwork, so to speak, to get this online visibility. But it turns out that Google actually operates very differently. They're using what's called a blended algorithm. And in this blended algorithm, they show results to users based on the location of that particular user at that moment, okay? So think about you're walking around downtown, you're searching for restaurants. You usually see restaurants that are in your vicinity, right? You're not going to see restaurants that are a town over or in a different neighborhood. You're going to see relevant search results, okay? What we do and what I'm going to show you in this video is we can actually optimize your Google map listing so you are more relevant to searchers across the entire city. So each one of these nodes represents a location in a city, and it's the goal to flip it from red to green. So that means you will be showing up at the top of the listing here instead of all the way at the bottom, no matter where the searcher is in the city. Okay, so that's basic understanding of the heat map of what we're doing, going from no visibility to local domination. Let me show you an example of how all this works, right? So when people come to Google, they type in remodeling contractor. Actually, I'll show you how it normally is on the front end. This is if people are using Google Maps. If someone just types in remodeling contractor Seattle, they get hit with the ads all the way for the first 60% of the page, because that's Google's business model, right? They want people to pay for ads. But if we skip past the ads, as most people do, they skip right past the ads and they come down here to the map section. Now, most services, most leads are actually generated right here. Most leads on the internet are generated from Google Maps. And I will hold this to HomeAdvisor's ads, because really HomeAdvisor and Thumbtack and Yelp, they're all just running ads, right? They're all running ads to generate leads, and then they sell those leads to you and 5 other people, right? Obviously they're ranked. Yelp is ranked here, Angie is ranked here, House is ranked here. They're all using ads and SEO, or search engine optimization, to generate leads as the middleman and then selling them back to you, okay? What this video is all about is teaching you that most of the leads are actually coming from Google Maps. There's only a few percentage of the clicks that go to the ads, right? A lot of them actually go to the organic down here, so it's good to get your website ranked above Yelp and ranked above Angie. But for the sake of this video, I just want to focus on the maps, okay? So remodeling contractor Seattle, very high ticket keyword. A new client from this type of keyword can range anywhere from $20,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Depending on the project. So being ranked and generating phone calls and emails and traffic to your website is highly sought after. Now, what would you do to get in the top 3 positions, right? You would probably spend a lot of money to get there, and it would be worth it. Because if you get just one new client, one new remodel client from this, it would be worth it, right? Obviously, the goal is to generate unlimited free leads, which is obviously the goal. But as an example, just painting the value scenario, right? Let's check out Gasper's Construction and see where they're ranking for this keyword in Google Maps. So I ran their keyword and using this tool, and basically they are ranking pretty well, but only in this area down here. Now this area is actually considered West Seattle. The airport is right here. So downtown Seattle and all of these neighborhoods in North Seattle, like Magnolia and Queen Anne and Ballard, they're not ranking in, right? So they're only acquiring clients in these areas because this is the area that they're visible to searchers when they're searching for a remodeling contractor in Seattle, right? They're not going to get jobs way out here in Bellevue or anywhere in North Seattle unless they're showing up on Google Maps, right? Obviously, referrals and word of mouth is still a thing, but new clients is not a thing unless they're visible, right? So it's really interesting. We can actually flip the map to a different business. So I'm curious who is ranking all the way up here in downtown, because this is actually a pretty sought after location. So it looks like J&M Remodel is ranking up there. So there we go. We just flip the map to them. Here you can see all the averages down here, the average, basically what rank they are across the entire city. So J&M Remodel is averaging 5.3. Now let's see if anyone beats that. So no one beats J&M Remodel. So these guys are technically beating everyone on the lead generation game. Now, they're ranking out here in the water. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of people living out here in the water. If their commuters are searching on their phone on a ferry, for example, they would show up number 1 for remodeling contractor. Something to be said for that. But this average, I feel like someone might actually be generating more leads if someone's average on land or in these sought after areas is a little bit higher. And I actually didn't push this grid far enough because we're not even seeing Ballard or Magnolia or Fremont or any of these other areas that people might want to be ranked in. But I'm just showing you as an example, right? So let's go ahead and look at, so Gasper's is actually number 2 on average. Again, they're ranked more so down there. But then the next person who has the next closest average is 11. So Flip House Handyman is actually averaging 11. And you can see, wow, they're only ranking out here in the water. That doesn't serve them any purpose, right? They have 1 or 2 nodes, 3 nodes right here on the shore where they're ranking number 1. Obviously, that's not very helpful when you're trying to get jobs on Mercer Island or in downtown Seattle. So basically why I'm showing you this is to paint the picture of what is actually happening. What is actually happening with Google's blended algorithm? So 82% of page 1 results, the searches, they're clicked on in the organic results. And I'm actually grouping these together, right? So only a few percentage goes to Google Ads. Most of them go to the Google Maps, and the rest of them go to the organic results down here, right? So it's important to rank your website in the organic results down here as well as rank your Google Map listing. They are connected, and better rankings in Google Maps actually gives you better rankings in the organic results, and vice versa. If you're working on only organic results, you can get better map rankings. However, they are disconnected and there's different strategies to get them ranked individually, but I'm only focusing on the local map pack today, okay? So obviously in today's economy, every single lead matters and increasing your presence locally is critical. You don't want to have to rely on these big lead gen companies when the shit really hits the fan and the economy tanks. You don't want to have to be paying these guys per lead while there's other people, other contractors also paying for that very same lead, right? You want to generate your own leads because it's cost effective. It delivers substantial ROI, meaning you're not paying per lead or you're not paying for ads. You're basically getting free leads if you're ranked in the maps. You're getting brand exposure and it demonstrates you as the authority in your location. And we like to focus on near me shopping. Obviously, near me in the search keyword has gone up 900% in recent years. And it makes sense. People want to know who's local to them, but it doesn't really make sense as a contractor, right? You might have a radius of where you're willing to work, a service area of maybe 30 miles, 60 miles. Maybe you're willing to drive 100 miles if the job is right. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for someone to want a contractor who is literally near them. However, this is why near me works. Turns out that these search queries are location based and it obviously is taken place by someone who is ready to make a purchase, right? They've already done their research, they've already got some cash set aside for this project, and they want to find the most relevant contractor closest to them. So people like contractors near them, right? Now, I'm not selling anything in this video, but I just wanted to put this in here that our team usually gets results in 45 days, anywhere between 45 days and 90 days for ranking people in the maps. So something to note. Now, here's a couple case studies. Here's a New York hair salon studio that we worked with. We've worked with tons of businesses, medical, lawyers, services like this. But you can see that their trend is just progressively more exposure over a 3-month period, which is the trend that you want to be moving in. This is a contractor where we increased their phone calls by 60%. So they got 75 phone calls in this time period. Here's another, all right, so here's the meat and potatoes of our system, right? We have a 5-point system that we do first as the foundation before we do anything else, okay? So we want to make sure the foundation is rock solid before we move on to other optimizations. And here you can see a screenshot of a Google Map profile and what all these 9 points refer to. So we're going to do a complete listing optimization. You want to make sure that your name, address, phone number, and website is accurate, not only on your Google listing, but also on your website, right? You want to make sure everything lines up with your Google Map listing. And I'm talking about everything down to punctuation. So when you type in an address on Google, you want to make sure that address down to suite number or street spelt out or just ST, you want to make sure it matches what's actually on Google Maps, right? You want to make sure that you have a really good cover photo, a really clear logo, the proper category. This is super, super important. The right services, service areas, links, descriptions, all that stuff. And what's really important is your website actually needs to mirror what is on your Google Map listing and vice versa. If you have some services on your website but not your Google Map listing, you want to make sure you add those. If you have a bunch on your Google Map listing but not on your website, again, you want to make sure everything is lining up to mirror each other. Step 2, near me search technology. Now, when you start to look at your heat map, and if you ever want one of these heat maps, you can just email me using the email in the video description. I'd be willing to have a 15-minute phone call with you, show you your heat map, identify where you could increase your rankings to get more visibility, more leads. But if you take a look at this, you could say, okay, I'm ranked in this little area right here. I want to push my proximity out. How do we do that? So in step 2, we start to deploy the near me search technology. And this is where you will want to pick one keyword that you want to focus on. And you can actually, this is a pro tip, you can actually geotag your images. Maybe you go do a remodel or a roof or what have you, and you take images of the finished products, and you can either leave those geotags as they are, but usually Google strips out the EXIF data in your photo when it uploads to Google Maps. Here's a pro tip. You can actually copyright the EXIF data using a geotagger, and you can actually choose where on the latitude and longitude of the photo of where you want that photo to be copyrighted to. And you can put your name, your business name, and the keyword that you're going after in the photo as the title and in the description, and that will actually start to push your proximity out and start to rank for those near me searches. Step 3, Google My Business posts. Now, posts are something that are important to show your business is alive and well, that you have someone adding new coupons if you're a plumber, or any special deals you might have for the summer or whatnot. You want to make sure that your business looks alive and okay. You can do offer posts, services posts, review posts, FAQ posts, and we do 4 posts per month when we work with our clients. That's plenty to move the rankings forward. Here's a pro tip. You can actually daisy chain all of your posts together to pass more semantic relevance on through these posts. I don't want to get too into the weeds here about the technical jargon and whatnot, but yeah, you definitely want to use Google My Business posts. Step 4, Google My Business website. Now, we actually have a link that takes us to, it's a hidden link because they don't actually allow you to create a Google My Business website anymore, but we have a link that enables it on our clients' Google My Business listings. The GMB website is basically a website that Google creates. It's a Google property. It operates completely separate from your own website, but it adds as an additional directory like Yelp or Yellow Pages, except that it's a Google property, and Google loves itself, okay? Google loves all Google properties. You should be creating everything Google and getting backlinks from it. This will give you backlinks. It'll show your reviews. We can actually use it as a link target. Set up your Google My Business website. It's super important for rankings. Step 5, also really important, local citations. This will set the foundation of everything you do in terms of Google My Business and how Google sees your brand online, okay? You want to submit to hundreds of these top citations: Bing, Apple Maps, Brown Book, Local Mint, Foursquare, Super Pages, Silex, Yellow Pages, Alignable. These are all really strong websites that give you a really strong backlink. Even though they might be no follow backlinks and they might not hold as much weight, they show trust in your brand, and Google sees that as a vote saying, okay, this company is legit. They're going out and they're getting all of these brand mentions online at all these legit websites, so they must be legit, right? If you're not legit, you're probably not going to bother spending the time or the money or the resources to go out and acquire all of these citations. Now, the way that we do it is we submit to the top data aggregator, which sends your business info out to hundreds of top directories. We do the top 24 directories on top of that, and we do the top voice search directories on top of that. I know you probably get those super annoying spam calls saying, hey, you're not in the voice search platforms. I get it. It's super annoying. You won't have to worry about that anymore because once you're in there, they're going to stop calling you. So that's great. And then we also get the top 40 citations published with each GMB that we optimize. So those are the critical 5-step processes for phase 1 foundation. So once that's complete, then the long-term phase 2 optimization work kicks in on a monthly basis. This is where you should be doing weekly monitoring and auditing of your core website. You should be doing weekly auditing of vital near me searches while expanding the rank radius for those terms. You should be doing monthly content creation to build out your authority online. So you could be doing blog posts, you could be doing GMB posts as well. Monthly backlink creation to ensure top local search positioning, and monthly progress reports to make sure you're on the right track. Because if you do a month or 2 of work and you don't really know where you are unless you're getting an increase in phone calls, obviously that's a really good metric. then it's really hard to identify which node, which location in the city you should optimize next. So it's really important to get your heat map and then get continuous reports month in and month out on where you stand. So I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. Again, feel free to email me to set up a 15-minute consultation if you want to see your heat map. I am more than happy to show you that and see where your business is ranking. And if you learned something today, please let me know. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.